Hiya folks, it's Kikoskia here with some more Hearthstone, and it's time for the Tavern Brawl, specifically a less friendly game of chess. Things have gotten a little underhanded at Medivh's magical chessboard. Bring 6 unique cards and hide them under the table. They could swing the match in your favour. You don't know what class your opponent has selected. You also can pick from the entire of Standard and Wild. And I know that some cards are banned. I don't know which, but I imagine some of the really powerful ones like Dr. Boom, Mad Genius aren't playable. I decided to pick something that probably isn't very powerful, but it'll be quite silly if it works. First I have Venom Strike Trap. This won't work against the chess pieces that auto-attack, because auto-attacking isn't attacking. But it's really good at dealing with the knights, and it's also good for dealing with troublesome minions that your opponent has snuck into their deck sneakily. Then there's Animal Companion, which is just a really versatile spell. I then have Toxmonger, which is really good for making your pawns poisonous. I picked Knuckles because it's just a really tough minion that not only deals damage to chess pieces, but also can deal damage to your opponent's face at the same time. You both have only 20 health, so that 3 attack will add up quickly. I picked Mayaxna because I wanted a really tough poisonous minion. 8 health is going to be really significant in this play mode. And finally I have Unleash the Beast, which is just a generally really versatile spell, great at removing specific minions, or heavily damaging them. If you don't know how the chess mechanic works, I'll explain it when we get in the game. Let's see what combos my opponents will bring, and how much more powerful they'll be than mine. I'll be happy with just 1 win. No guarantee I'll get it though. The game is afoot.
Versus the Black King!
Apparently we have no name.
None shall pass. On guard.
On guard indeed. We have a pawn and 2 rooks. The pawn is a 1-mana 1/6 that deals 1 damage to the enemies opposite the minion, and the rooks are 2 6s for 3 that deal 2 damage. We're going to keep 1 rook and 1 pawn. Our hero power is Castle, and it discovers a chess piece. We haven't got any of our sneaky cheaty cards.
Care for a game?
I hope so.
Anytime.
Excellent. Have at thee! There's the auto attack that goes off after you end your turn. With nothing to block the pawn, we were able to deal 1 point of damage to our opponent. Now our opponent has the coin. Very likely they're going to use it to play out 2 pawns, which will deal 2 points of damage to my pawn, because my pawn is in between theirs. Now I can counter here by moving 2 pawns like this, so that we deal a lot of damage. Kapow, kapow, kapow. Now if my opponent has more pawn... Ooh, a Doomsayer! Okay. That is something you don't see every day. I think what I'm going to do is discover a card. Do I want a pawn, a bishop, or a rook? Bishops heal 2 health to adjacent minions. I think I want a pawn. You'll just deal damage to those minions, and then they're all destroyed. Imagine having that kind of card in chess. Games would be very different. There is another pawn. And a Galvanizer. Okay. We could do something here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play a rook. And I think I'll leave it at that. Pow! Goodbye, Galvanizer. I'm very curious as to what you're playing. Are you playing the 6-mana minion that deals damage to all minions and heroes, and a Venomizer? You could be. There is another rook. Now we could play the rook here and discover another chess piece. The knight might be interesting, but I actually want to go for a bishop right now. Kapow, kapow! Those pawns aren't doing very well. Now you're going to discover a chess piece yourself. play a bishop. Makes sense. Healing those up. Now, I want to... I think I'll discover another piece. Another rook. Now that's quite interesting. We could do that and deal lots of damage. I think I will. Pow, pow, pow. Now there are only 2 opposing chess pieces against me. But I've got to watch out for those sneaky cards my opponent decided to slide in. You're castling, that's fine. We have a queen here. They deal 4 damage. Spider Bomb! Ooh, Spider Bomb is sneaky. Very sneaky. I could just play a queen here, which will clear the board.
Checkmate.
Why not? Pow, 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 pow. Goodbye, rook. This is a pretty strong board. Now, what are you going to do?
Checkmate.
There's your queen. That is about to perish. Ooh, there's the Toxmonger.
What's your poison?
My poison is the one that this pawn's going to be wielding. There you go. I think I'll discover another piece, another pawn. I'll play that as well. I want to, I'm missing 4 damage here, but I want another poisonous minion. That's more important. That minion is gone. And you're looking at that Toxmonger. I missed some damage, but I have a really strong board here. Unless my opponent decides to do that. Which means that everything I have played is gone. Yep, I had a feeling that would happen. And that minion can just attack my face whenever it wants to. I'm gonna need something here. That could do something in a bit. We'll wait for now. Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea. Let's wait. Anything we play is just going to die anyway, and anything my opponent plays is also just going to die. Secret, eh? That could be a freezing trap. That could be a freezing trap. But I've got to risk it. There goes the knight. Aha! It's not. And it's gone. Now, I'm a little afraid that that is going to be a rat trap. So you know what? I'm going to wait. Rat trap would be something that would be a really powerful play there.
Checkmate.
There's a queen. And a rook, which deals a lot of damage to me. A lot of damage. I don't think I'm going to be able to win here, though, because I won't be able to block all this damage, unless I play a lot of pawns. And if this is a rat trap, I'm walking right into it. It's not a rat trap. Okay. This, that, and this. That's the best I'm going to be able to do. And there's a queen. Dealing some damage. This large board of pieces is going to block anything that my opponent does with their pieces, unless they have, say, a boar. A boar would kill me right now. Or explosive trap. If I had a minion that actually went face, which I don't. There's another pawn. And a knight. Okay. Let's assess what we can do here. Ooh, there's Knuckles. Now, I want to clear away a lot of minions here. Doing that will certainly help. Because then the queen will be destroyed. And I want another queen for later.
Job done.
Queen's gone. That one's nearly gone too. I have more pieces than my opponent, but again, any charge, any weapon, any direct damage will spell my doom. I'm half expecting you to pick a knight. There's a knight, going straight for the queen. And another pawn. Okay. It's looking a little dicey, but I can salvage this. I can definitely salvage it with my Axna. Now, if I play this here,
Checkmate.
and then play... I think I actually want a rook here. The decks, by the way, aren't too big. That's gone. You have one chess piece now. Just one. And you're castling for something. You really want to get rid of my stuff. And you couldn't.
Checkmate.
Indeed! Somehow I managed to claw out a victory. I was very afraid of that being a rat trap, that secret. It was probably an explosive trap. With one win, let's go for another one. Can I claim 2 victories with this deck? Probably not, but as I said, I'm happy with one. Good theme there with the mechs. Very strong.
Versus the Black King!
We're going first again.
None shall pass.
On guard!
And we have an animal companion. Let's keep it. I want to see how effective this is going to be. Probably less effective than I think it will be.
Care for a game?
On the top.
All job's done.
Marvellous. Let's go. I have my 1-drop. I hope I draw another.
On top.
Perhaps you will save the coin. You did! Aha! I find it's usually better to save the coin.
On the top.
I will play... Do I play both? Yes, I actually play both, so I can start dealing damage to your face. There we go. I have a decent turn 3 with Animal Companion. This could be quite effective if I'm able to deal 2 damage with each pawn. It also doesn't obey the rules all the other pieces does, which means I can just attack whichever minion I choose. There's a lot of strategy to the chess game in the adventure, and this isn't the first time we've seen the chess game in Tavern Brawl. It's always interesting when they give you ways to break the already established rules, like slotting in cards you're not meant to have. Like Inner Fire, for instance, which makes this a 5 damage minion. That's quite nasty.
You are the shadow.
And that makes it a 6 damage minion. Oh dear. Well, let's hope Animal Companion helps me out. It does! Marvellous! 4 damage just where I needed it. Now your board is gone. And that's 2 of your super sneaky cheaty cards. Next turn I have a rook, or I can choose to discover a chess piece. That was the Animal Companion I really wanted. Had it have been Leok, it wouldn't have been so great, but I could have lived with it being Leok. Are you going to play anything?
On top.
1 pawn. Fair enough. That's a pretty good one to play. I'll play a rook here. 1 damage to you, 3 damage to that, 2 damage to you. I'm not doing too badly so far, but that's only so far. Anything could happen. Like a power word shield that was likely meant to synergize with the Inner Fire. It also draws you a card, which is pretty neat. Damage, damage, damage. We have a knight. Do I want to play the knight? The knight would get rid of that minion quite capably. I'd rather discover a piece and get something like that. And play that there. So I can start dealing damage to your face again. Every little bit of face damage adds up. And next turn I have my Exner. That's going to be a spider out the blue. Let's hope my opponent doesn't have something equally as powerful. Doesn't look like it if they're discovering a chess piece. But those chess pieces can be quite deadly. There's a rook! And that rook's going to get rid of that pawn. I can get rid of things if I play the knight. That'll get rid of a few things. Yes, it will. Right here. And then we will discover a queen. That was good. We're going to lose at least one of our pieces here, that rook. But I can deal with losing that rook. The knight is at the very least protected, unless my opponent plays 2 minions.
Marvelous.
There's a bishop. You're going to look for a pawn if you decide to discover. Or you may already have what you need. Those minions being healed is a little bit awkward, but I'll be able to deal with them using my queen here, and then a queen next turn. Ooh! It has divine shield. And it actually doesn't auto-attack. I thought it might. What can I do here?
Not yet.
Not yet indeed. Oh, that's it!
How very kind.
How very kind indeed! I thought you had something going there, but evidently not. Victory is mine! Do I go for one more? Do I go for 3? Let's give it a go! I could do with destroying more minions for that daily. That opponent was definitely going for a Divine Shield in a fire style deck to make a really big chess piece that obliterated everything.
Versus the Black King!
And again we go first.
None shall pass.
On guard.
And there is Animal Companion once again. I'm going to get rid of the rook and keep the pawn. And we got Knuckles, which isn't great because we don't have very many early plays, and you do want to try and get the board early. But Animal Companion is so useful I didn't want to get rid of it. Just so versatile. Our opponent got rid of 1 card.
Care for a game?
On the side.
I play a pawn. And that's pretty much it until turn 3. But I have a good turn 4, turn 5. I just don't have a turn 2. At all. I may have to discover a chess piece for my turn 2, which is pretty weak. But maybe my opponent just drew queen, queen, knight, bishop, bishop? That'd be nice. Probably not what happened, but it could. Whatever secrets our opponent has, they're keeping them to themselves. I believe the shorter first few turns does carry over to the brawls.
En passant.
There's the pawn. And there's coin. Pawn.
En passant.
Strong board. Do I have a pawn to counter? No. I'm going to have to discover. A rook's not terrible. At least my pawn deals 1 damage to each of them. But if my opponent plays a pawn, there'll be 2 damage facing me, which is not great. You're discovering a piece yourself. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. And there is the pawn. Right. If I play this, I don't get to do anything else, but it is a pretty strong play. starts building up a board, and I want to deal more damage to this one. Next turn I can Animal Companion pawn. I anticipate that the pawn to the right here is not going to live. And we have knights to deal with the minions my opponent plays. Right, you have decided to play a bishop. We could actually get rid of the bishop using one of the knights. I want to see what happens here, though. Oh-ho! That's pretty good. That's very good. Let's do this. Now we can get rid of this. And this is on the outer edge so that eventually I can start dealing more damage to my opponent's face. I could have put it on the inside to deal more damage to the bishop, but with my pawns dealing 2 damage, that's going to happen eventually anyway. There is another pawn. Healing happening there. Now, this minion is in some trouble, but we do have this to deal a lot of damage. Alternatively, we have the White Knight, which will now deal 5. That wouldn't be too bad. So if I put that there, that dies.
Queen e5. Oh, no.
That's pretty decent, I think. We'll do that. And then I want to discover another minion. Do I want a bishop or a rook? Probably a rook. This is going to die no matter what I trade it into, so it's just going face. It's just a lot of damage that hopefully I'll be able to capitalize on soon. My opponent doesn't have anything that can buff their minions. Not yet. We have Unleashed the Beast. We also have Knuckles. There's another rook. That means I'll be taking 2 points of damage. That's fine. I imagine you're going to be discovering another minion. I have a lot of flexibility with these knights. Knuckles I'll probably play a fair bit later. Right now I don't have the board. The Ock is about to die. More healing. Okay, there is a pawn. Right, we can get rid of that. Deal damage here. Or we could just unleash the beast and smack one of these and destroy a rook. I want that gone, really.
Knight to f6.
I do... These 2 rooks are the problem. They are a huge problem. I could just get rid of one of them. I could just get rid of one of them. Right now. I think I will. That one is gone. And then I want to... This will only mean that I deal damage to 1 minion apiece, which is not great. I'll discover something instead. Get another rook. Goodbye, bishop. You do have a very strong board. I don't think I'm doing so well this time round. There is a huge layer of strategy that I'm probably glossing completely over. And I don't have any queens either. My opponent could have some queens lying in wait. At least next turn I could rook, rook, pawn, for instance. Or unleash the beast. Pawn. What are you going to do? That knight is gone. You're not going to do anything apart from just attack. Okay. We can get rid of these here, well this one here, if I decide to play, for instance, something there. That'd be a pretty powerful turn. That'd be a very powerful turn. We're going for it. Because that completely destroys this right-hand side. And most of that side too. Now there's only 1 pawn. And this is when my opponent flame strikes the board. It could happen. It could definitely happen. I thought this was a little bit precarious, but these rooks are serving me very well indeed. Next turn,
Checkmate.
there's a queen. We can get rid of that queen, though. We can get rid of the queen using Unleash the Beast. Suddenly out of nowhere! That's a piece you really don't expect to see in any version of chess. And we could do that to deal a lot of damage to my opponent's face. 2, 4, queen's gone, pawn's gone. 6. 6 damage, and I have another beast lying in wait. There's Holy Nova! My opponent's a priest.
En passant.
There's a pawn. And you're castling to discover something. Now would be a pretty good turn to play Knuckles. A very good turn to play Knuckles. And a pretty decent turn to play a knight to get rid of this minion. More damage to the face, minion is gone! And now Knuckles can start punching chess pieces and the opposing king. You never thought Knuckles could play chess? Oh, there's a Dragonfire potion. But Knuckles lives. Knuckles lives. Okay, Knuckles dies. Knuckles is gone. But we have got rid of 2 board clears. It seems like this opponent has gone for a board clear idea. We unleash the beast. Get rid of this minion. Like so.
Job done.
Now I have to rely on my chess pieces. There are quite a few board clears that my opponent could have. My opponent could also have Psychic Scream. Ooh, there's an obsidian statue. That's not great. That's not great at all. The knight can deal with it. The knight and the wyvern can deal with it. And we want to deal with it right now. We also want to flood the board with minions, so it's likely that a good one will live. Like that. Playing this pawn allows me to deal more damage. Destroy that pawn, and now I'm completely out of cards. And this is when my opponent has only put things in the deck that heal him and deal lots of damage. There is a rook. That's not great. Not great, but... Ooh, there's our queen. And I wouldn't mind another rook. If we do it like that,
Checkmate.
that queen is gone. More damage to the face. Brilliant. I want to discover a lot more queens. I'm also running out of cards.
Checkmate.
There's another queen.
Marvelous.
And a bishop. Fortunately, I can get rid of the queen once again. Get another rook. I want to do it like this. And not play anything else. More damage. Clearing away loads of things. Now this bishop will be able to do a really good 2 for 1, unless my opponent plays lots and lots of minions. My opponent wants to be very careful with how they position them if they do. Wants to make sure that the rook here stays in the middle. That should do. It'll clear quite a bit. 3 minions. And a knight to hit that one. Yep, that's quite a decent clear. Venom Strike Trap. A queen! Oh, a queen. If I do... Do I need the queen there? No, I don't necessarily need the queen there.
Checkmate.
I can actually put the queen there. That's better. Get to clear away all of them. Have a queen on the edge. Ready to deal damage. And I have the Venom Strike trap, which I'll probably play next turn. And we'll see what my opponent does with that secret being in play. Secrets can cause opponents to make very unoptimal plays to try and play around them. You have more cards than me. That's always a concern. That's really a concern, especially with that. That's going to clear away a fair few minions. Yep, that's a fair few minions gone. There is my Axna. Do I play my Axna? I could play this and my Axna. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. Like that. I want to deal 4 damage to my opponent. There's that poison minion about to cause havoc. If my opponent has another queen, that havoc is not going to be as pronounced. Also, I am threatening lethal here with the queen. 2 damage caused by my Axna directly, 4 damage from the queen, and that'll kill my opponent. And that'll do it. I wonder if they'll notice. I only have a few cards left. Venom Strike Trap is still there. That's not really been a very useful card at all. But maybe it's going to shine at the very end. We've only seen a few of my opponent's priest cards. 3 of them, I think. It's likely that he has more of them. You're thinking carefully. Raise a healing potion. Yep, that'll give you more fuel. You're gonna do that. Which won't kill my Axna. Okay. That's gone. Then I do this. Do I want a knight here? I think I actually do. No, I want a bishop. I want a bishop.
Marvelous.
And then to play the trap. This my Axna's going to get heavily healed. That poisonous minion is threatening a lot of devastation. I hope you don't have mind control. I really hope you don't have mind control. But if you do, that Venom Strike trap will be effective. You have 1 card left. There's a rook. There's another rook. Discover. Mass Dispel. Mass Dispel does mean that my minions are going to be able to do whatever they like, which includes attacking your face. I don't have a pawn here to synergize with the Toxmonger. I think a bishop's pretty good here, because I want to keep these minions alive.
Marvelous.
And because they're silenced, I can just hit you in the face, putting you to 2.
Job done.
You're now at 1. That final card could be Reno Jackson. I've just realised it could be Reno. Then again, that card might be banned. What is that final card? I think it's a priest card. Silencing wasn't the best play there. I really don't think it was. Got you 1 closer to fatigue, and it prevented all of the auto attacks from being a thing. It just meant I could just go face. There's a Mind Blast. And I believe that's it.
Checkmate.
Indeed. I need not attack. Fatigue will do it for me. And with that, 3 wins. I'm very surprised I managed to get 3. And I cleared a daily as well. Extra awesome. This seemed to work really well. Venom Strike Trap was certainly the weak card though. It never actually got to see any decent play. But everything else, very strong. Especially Toxmonger. Toxmonger had a great time to shine. And Myaxna. Myaxna really did well too. All in all, really fun combination of cards in a pretty decent brawl. You don't know what your opponent's going to bring, you just have to hope that what you have can counter it, as well as all the strategy that comes with the chess match and the auto-attacking minions. It's good fun that I encourage you to give a go. Build your own crazy deck that's even crazier than mine. It won't be too difficult, mine isn't that crazy. And when we come back, folks, more Hearthstone. Specifically, I'm going to be opening all the packs that I get for the Saviors of Oldham expansion. I've been saving up a lot of gold. I have 5,300 right now, and I'm sure I'll have a little bit more by the time I'm opening those packs. There'll also be some packs I imagine that are given to us at the start of the expansion, and there are a few that have been handed out previously from various tavern brawls, like the Firefest Evil. So I'll have a fair bit to open. Fingers crossed, I get a decent selection of cards. And so, I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later.